Hi everyone, my name is Belem. I will be showing you guys how to make today tacos dorados, which translates to fried tacos in English. People can make these fried tacos using chicken, potatoes, or potatoes and chorizo. Those are the three main ones that we make. Today we will be making them with chicken. So I'll go through the list of ingredients first, and I will also be providing a PowerPoint presentation just so everyone can see these ingredients right there in front of them instead of having to go back and forth through this video. So first ingredient obviously we'll be using is chicken, which is actually boiling right now. So I'll show you guys in a little bit what that looks like. Second, we will be using tortillas. Each of these bags contains about 36 tortillas, and I usually make about 2 of these bags. It may seem like a lot of tacos, that would be over 60 tacos that we make, but thinking about it, each person usually eats about 5 of these tacos in one meal. I have a large family, so to last me at least 2 meals, I usually make at least 60 of these tacos, and they're very easy to make once we start making them, and they last for a long time. Second ingredient is Spanish cream or sour cream. This one is actually Salvadorian. Honestly, I haven't found any of these to be tasting that different from each other, whether it's Mexican, Salvadorian, Guatemalan. They usually all taste the same, and I like to get them in this little bag. That way I could just cut the little tip of it and spread it over the tacos at the end. It makes it very, very simple instead of having to use like the jar version. We'll also be using some fresh cheese. This is salty to taste, and at the end when we're done making the tacos, we just spread it on top of them and it gives them a really good flavor. We'll be using some cilantro, tomatoes, and about 2 onions. The onions will be used to mix with the chicken when we put them in the tacos, and then we will also be dicing them and putting them on top of the tacos at the end. So I like to have 2. We will also be using some sazon and some salt, some oil to fry them in, a deep dish pan. We cover this with about 3 inches of oil, and then we fry the tacos in that. And then also a blender to be able to blend the tomatoes, onion, and cilantro together when we get to that point. So to start off making these, we first have to boil some chicken. So that's really what it sounds like. So I have boiled the chicken right now. It's in the water. I use 4 pieces of chicken breast, like I said, because I will be making about 60 of these tacos, so I need a good amount of chicken. So while that's boiling, I've started cutting up the tomatoes. I cut up 2 tomatoes. I use half of one of the onions, and then I have some cilantro. I'm going to put that in a blender, and then we will be using that in the chicken. So while we're boiling that chicken, I will be getting that tomato that I cut up. I cut 2 tomatoes up. I use half of the onion, and I use some cilantro. I'm going to put them all in a blender. I'm going to be adding about a cup of water in this, and then we will be blending this up. When this is halfway blended, I'll be putting in one of the packets of our sazon. Close this back up, and then we're finishing up the blending. Now that the chicken is all done boiling, we will drain the water, and we will actually shred the chicken into small pieces. So now I have drained the water from the chicken, and I shred the chicken into little pieces, and it actually looks like this now. So it's all shredded up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the same pan that we used to boil the chicken in, which was this one, and I'm gonna put a little bit of oil, just a little bit, and I'm gonna put the chicken back in that pan. So this is going back in. The whole thing is going back in. Okay. And then I'm going to be using what I blended, and I'm going to be putting that in with the chicken. Okay, so that is in with the chicken now. There's a little bit left over, so I'm actually going to be putting some water in this. Just rinsing it off a little bit, and we can add that back in. Okay, so then we can mix it up a little bit. Adding this in, and I'm mixing it up, and I'm going to show everyone what it looks like once it is mixed in. We want to make sure that all that we blended is mixed in with the chicken, so it gives it that extra flavor once we put it in the tacos. And it will actually look like this. We're gonna leave that on. We're gonna leave that on for about 10 minutes, just on low heat, so it can simmer up a little bit and really get that flavor in. At this point, the chicken is done. It has simmered for about 10 minutes. So now we will be getting the tortillas. So again, they come in this bag. Take them out of the bag. And because right now they are hard, so we try to bend these tortillas, they will actually break. They'll break right in half. I'll show you, they break like this. So you can't bend them, you can't put anything in them as they are. So what we do to avoid that is that we get about 5 tortillas. 3, 4, 5. And we actually microwave these for about 1 minute per 5 tortillas. The tortillas have come out of the microwave. It's been 1 minute, and as you can see now, they're actually very, very bendy. So they're very easy to put anything in and roll up. So we will be using these tongs to get some of the chicken that we have cooked out. We put it on the actual taco. We're not going to use that much chicken, just enough to kind of put in the middle. So just about that amount. And now we roll up the taco. So just be careful because it is a little bit hot still. We roll it up as tight as we can get it. And it will actually look like this. So just like a rolled up taco. And I actually put this in a plastic container, just like that. And I repeat this until I basically fill this whole container up. The reason I do this is because I will put this container in the refrigerator. That way they get a little bit hard, and once we fry them up, they don't open up again. Some people, if they want to fry them up right away, they use toothpicks and they put them in the tacos. That way when they fry them, they stay closed. So you can do either or. I still have a little bit of time before dinner, so I'm going to fill the whole container up with these tortillas, and I will put them in the fridge for about 2 hours until they get a little bit hard, and then I will fry them up. So now we're gonna get ready to start frying them. So I got the pan here ready. I turned it on, and I'm actually going to be adding the oil now. We're going to be adding a very, very good amount of oil just to make sure that it completely fries the whole taco. About that much is okay. We're gonna wait for that to heat up, and we will be adding these tacos about 5 at a time. They should not fall apart when we put them in because, like I said, we did refrigerate them, so they should be okay. And we're just gonna add about 5 to this, or as many that can really fit through here. If you did not refrigerate them, like I said before, you can use toothpicks to make sure that it all holds together. And we'll be keeping them in there until they're nice and brown, like a light brown. Make sure we don't burn them. It'll probably be about 20 seconds to each side. Once they're like this, we will start turning them over. I want to show you guys what color I really like them to be. This one's not done yet. It's a little bit longer than that. So once we see that they're dark like that color right there, then we can start turning them over. So we're just going to turn them all over a little bit, just on the other side to make sure that they're all made evenly. And once the other side is all done, then we're going to take them all out, and we're actually going to have them drain right in here. So I'm going to just make all of my tacos, and I will come back and show you guys the finished product. I made quite a few tacos here, so I'm going to prepare these, and I'm going to show you all what they look like when they are finished. We're going to finish them off by getting that sour cream I told you about. We're going to cut that little corner on the top. That way it's easy to just drizzle on, and we're going to drizzle the sour cream on top. Like that, as much as you want. And then we're going to get that cheese that we got before. I told you it was very easy to just drizzle on top. We kind of do that with our fingers. That way the cheese goes all on top of the tacos. I'm gonna do this thing because I do like a lot of cheese on it. Okay, and then we're gonna get some of that onion. I'm gonna put that on top as well. And a little bit of that cilantro, we're gonna put on top as well. Okay. So this is what the tacos look like now. And that is it, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was easy to follow. This recipe is great in that it can be for vegetarians. If they don't want to eat chicken, you could just add potatoes like I said before. We usually do put jalapenos in it, but because I'm cooking for a 5-year-old, I do not put anything inside of it. If they want anything spicy, you could just add it on top later on, which is what we did with the salsa this time. Thank you.